Okay, so I'm back today. I'm just doing a foundation review. I mentioned this foundation in my haul video. It's the Face Atelier Ultra Foundation Pro. I mentioned that I received this foundation from a makeup artist in Toronto when I went with my best friend to have her wedding trial. And this was a foundation that the makeup artist used with a combination of another foundation. And she said that it's usually the go-to foundation for professional makeup artists. So I looked it up online, and based on the description online, it's a highly pigmented, long-lasting foundation with a buildable coverage that has a natural satin finish. Apparently, due to its unique blend of silicones in the formulation, it forms a delicate, lightweight, and flexible second skin with a natural breathing ability. I got a sample in shade 6, and that apparently is the honey, and it's for light to medium olive tone undertone complexions. I usually go for a neutral undertone, so we'll see how this goes. It may not be the exact match, and really I'm just looking to see if the formula is impressive or not. As most of you know, if you've watched my other videos, my go-to is Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. I love that one. It's my holy grail, but I still like to try other ones. So I'm going to give this one a try today, and then I'll come back and give you updates throughout the day. Nothing special going on with my day today. I'm actually working a 10-hour shift starting at 1, so right now it's almost 10 a.m. And before my shift, I intend on cleaning my house, organizing a few things, and maybe getting a few minutes to sit and read a new book that I'm reading called The Happiness Equation. So let's get started. I've already prepped my face with my go-to moisturizer and my Vino Perfect serum that I've mentioned in all my videos. So we're just going to get right to this and see how it works. I'm going to apply it. So what I'm doing, I just put it in my hand right now. See, it's pretty watery, the consistency. That's much more watery, I believe, than my Giorgio Armani. The color doesn't look that bad. I am a little bit, I did self-tan this week, but I applied a moisturizer that has a lot of alcohol in it, so it just kind of takes away that tan really fast, but that's not the whole point of the video anyway, so we're not worried about that. So we'll apply this on my face, see how it goes. It feels sticky right off the get-go. I know I normally apply more, but let's just see. The color doesn't seem that bad for my face. It actually seems like a decent match. Hopefully you can see it there. I'll just bring some of it down my neck. Normally when I tan, I just tan to my jaw, and then I don't tan anymore. So we'll see how this goes. So that looks pretty good. It looks pretty natural, I think. Let's get in here. So right off the bat, it does look very luminous. Like they said natural satin finish, and I don't know if you can see it, but when the light hits it, it has more of a luminous look to it. I'm doing my regular, move your face like a weirdo on camera and see how you look. No, I'm checking to see how the foundation feels. It's funny, like it feels sticky when you first apply it, but it actually feels extremely light. And I'm really liking how it looks in the camera. In this bottle, like I think this is their trial bottle for makeup artists. It actually has 20 mils, which is not a lot in comparison to, other foundations really, but, and it's $58, I believe it is, for the sample. Like, not cheap. Of course, something that I'm going to like is not going to be cheap. When it dries, it has the same color. Like, it doesn't oxidize or anything. What I found, no, it's actually still drying really well in the hand. If you can see that, it's not that much darker. Wow. I don't know what you see as much on camera, but right now, I think that looks amazing. I really like it. It has a very nice, like, reflecting. When the light hits it, it reflects off. It really does look like skin, but just better. Not heavy at all. It still feels a little bit tacky. Doesn't really look like I transferred much there. Anyway, feels really good. Feels extra light. And I think it actually covered a lot. We can always try to apply a little bit more in here and see if it actually does anything else. How's that look? Now I have a little bit more on my hand. I'm just gonna go and take it. And like I said, apply it in here and see how well it actually covers. They say it's a buildable one. And this is where I get most discoloration. So let's just see how well it builds. Feels really, I really like the way it looks. Like the light, the reflection of the light. Wow. Finish my makeup and then I'll come back and give a final review at that point of all my makeup and what I feel. And then I might check in throughout the day, especially throughout my shift, because I am doing a 10-hour shift. And normally my Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation holds up throughout long shifts. Okay, I'm back for a check-in before I carry on with my day. I do have to get to cleaning my house because I do have a shift scheduled at 1 o'clock for 10 hours, like I said before. But let's get back to this foundation. So this foundation as a whole, looking from afar, I think that the foundation looks good. I'm actually surprised that the undertone matches me, the olive undertone. And it looks still dewy a bit. I almost feel like it's in this area that's dewy, which is my new concealer that I bought somewhere else, and I will be highlighting in a video, so I won't give that away right now. But I think the rest of my face still looks pretty decent. When you get close up, I find that in here, where I've reapplied or built the coverage up, that it looks a little bit more chalky. It looks like makeup on my face. It kind of accentuates a bit more maybe my lines. And you can see the hairs on my face. Like, you know how everybody has teeny tiny hairs on their face? I find when you do powder, you often see that more. And I feel that that's happening with this foundation. Am I opposed to it? No. Does it feel good on the skin? Yes. But we will see how it wears throughout the day. In my Atelier foundation review, I told you that I like to try foundations more than one time before I give you my final opinion. So today I will do a check-in. I'll give you an opinion of, 2 hours in or 4 hours in, whenever I check in. I do have to get to work at some point. And then a final review. But I will have to wear this foundation like every other one more than once to get a complete like or dislike on it. If I feature it in other films, then obviously I like it, and I will probably discuss it in another film. But what I often do is wear a new foundation, the next day wear my go-to foundation, which would be my Giorgio Armani, and then I would come back to this one to just see if, areas that I find might stand out or bother me with new foundations, if my, love for Giorgio is also doing that. Hello, so I'm just doing a quick check-in. It's 5 minutes to 1, and I start work literally in 5 minutes. So I'm sitting at my desk right now just getting logged on and getting organized. I just want to do a quick check-in to let you know how this makeup is wearing. I've had it on now for almost 3 hours, and I think it's actually wearing really well. Right now in the camera, it looks as though I'm a bit greasy, but I'm actually not. I just looked in the mirror and I didn't look this shiny, so it might just be the lighting, but I do like how the skin is reflecting some lighting, so it looks more like skin as opposed to makeup, and as though I don't actually have this, chalky canvas on my face. In terms of these areas, earlier I mentioned that this looked more chalky, as though I did have makeup on, and I just looked in the mirror and they look improved. So it's as though the oils that have been released from my skin have blended really well with the foundation and made it look less chalky, or less powdery is a better description probably. Anyway, so that's my quick check-in right now with the makeup on for 3 hours. We will see how it goes after a few more hours. I might do a check-in before the end of the night if I have a chance. Otherwise, I will for sure check in at the end of the night after my 10-hour shift. Okay, talk to you later. See ya. Hi, I'm back with a check-in. It's been 4 hours. It's now, actually, I think it's been over 4 hours. Sorry, I'm just on my break at work. Yes, so it's been, it's now around 20 after 5, and I'm just doing a check-in because I looked in the mirror and I noticed that my face looked oily. So, I did not powder, although I feel like I should powder. Like I would probably at this point maybe take some Hourglass Veil translucent powder and powder my forehead, and my nose looks greasy too. But normally I don't powder, and a lot of times I would never see, look at, see, I just went by an area where there's a bit of a glare on my face and I just look greasy. So I don't think that my Giorgio Armani does this. And I know I always compare to that, but I love to compare things because like here you can see there's like quite a bit of oil there. And when I do that and I touch it and I pull away, you can see the oil on my finger. So this one is certainly more oily. Okay, so hey guys, I'm just doing my final check-in before I go to bed. I'm just about to wash my makeup off my face. I am done work and I've had my makeup on now for about 14 hours. It's after midnight now. And you can see that I'm super oily in so many places. I don't think that this is wearing very well in the long term. In the short term, I think it wore relatively well. But now, being on my face for 14 hours, it's obvious that it's just super oily in different places. Look at the shine on my forehead and my nose. Those are areas that I do not like to accentuate because those are my bigger features. Anyway, you can see that even here looks darker than down here. And that's simply because this is the side that all night I've been resting my arm on. I don't know. So it has felt light all day. It has worn relatively well. If you were somebody who would powder, this would potentially be okay. I would have powdered probably at my last check-in at 4 hours in, and I would powder again. But I'm not somebody who powders much, so I prefer that my foundation lasts the entire time. So I will compare this more with my Giorgio Armani, see how my Giorgio Armani holds up for a complete 14 hours to get a better idea. Hey guys, so I'm just on my way to the gym, and before I go, I just wanted to touch base because today I decided to put on Giorgio Armani and compare it to the Face Atelier foundation that I wore yesterday. And I have to be honest, right off the bat, there's no chalkiness or cakiness in this area. It just really sits well on the skin. So I just want to touch base with that. Throughout the day, I will pop in, give you a little idea of what's happening with my Giorgio Armani around the same time as I checked in with the Face Atelier to do a good comparison of the two of them regarding that oiliness, and that I started to realize around 4 hours of wear. Okay, and then at the end I was really oily. So I'll be back later. See ya. Okay guys, so I've had the Giorgio Armani foundation on now for over 7 hours, and I've done a lot of things in 7 hours. So within the last 7 hours, I worked out at the gym for 1 hour. I've washed all my washrooms, which are 3 washrooms in my home. I washed my floors on my hands and knees, and I painted a door, and then I walked down to my, like, I've done a lot of things where you think my makeup would not be holding up at this point. And I gotta be honest, like, I would not actually blot my face. I would not add powder to my face right now. To me, it looks totally manageable. And, oh, look at the mess. This is what happens when your kid comes home from school on a Friday. Just drop everything and run. Hey guys, so I'm just about to wash my face to get ready for bed. Yep, it is 8:53. That's what happens when you work all week and you have a 5-year-old. Anyway, it will be an early bedtime tonight. That being said, the makeup has been on for 11 hours. And I think it's holding pretty good. Like, you can see that I'm a bit shiny. But, like, ultimately, like, I don't feel that. Yesterday with the other one, I felt greasy. I felt so oily with the Face Atelier. And this one, I don't feel oily at all. So, in all honesty, Giorgio Armani has beat out Face Atelier, in my opinion.